U.S. Senator Dick Durbin was in Normal on Monday to celebrate Mayor Chris Koos' appointment to the Amtrak Board of Directors. Koos was confirmed by the Senate to the board earlier this year and had been recommended by Durbin. WGLT's Lindsey Jones spoke with the Illinois Democrat about other pressing topics as well, including the weekend passage of a government funding bill that keeps the government funded and operational until September. Durbin says the budget bill is long overdue.
This used to be routine. This used to be assumed. Now we have press releases and press conferences to tell America the good news. We've avoided another crisis. I think we ought to be stepping back and reflecting on where we are in this country. There are important things that need to be done across the board, and we continue to have the American people expecting us to address that. Meanwhile, we're still doing the basics. 5 months into the fiscal year, we finally appropriated the budgets for the federal government to do its job. I hope we can get back to the point where we actually do constructive things that make life better in America. I'll give you one for example. I'm chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Social media platforms scare the hell out of me, not just as a senator, but as a grandparent and parent, of course, of my children. I see my grandkids holding these screens, and I'm wondering who's on the other end of that. Is it a safe opportunity for them to play or learn, or is it a danger? That's a reality that every family faces now in America. We've got to do our part at the federal level to regulate these social media platforms to protect children.
Your thoughts on the U.S. Supreme Court taking up access to medical abortion pills?
Well, I can tell you, mifepristone?
Something like that. Close enough.
I should know better. Been on the market for 20 years, judged safe and effective by the Food and Drug Administration, and now it's being challenged as part of the post-Dobbs Supreme Court decisions that raised questions about the future, or eliminated the Roe versus Wade precedent and raised questions about the future of things as basic as birth control. More than half of the abortions performed in America are medical abortions with drugs such as mifepristone. I hope I'm close in pronouncing that. I happen to believe that they're safe and effective, and they have proven that in decades of availability to women across America. I think this is a politically inspired effort to undermine a woman's right to make reproductive choices. As you know and I know, America is divided on this issue. But I think the majority over and over again, even in the most conservative states, are coming down on the side of restoring as much as they can of the freedom that was guaranteed under the Constitution for 50 years. And so I don't know what the Supreme Court will do, but I hope that they will recognize that this is a safe and effective drug.
Your thoughts on plans to reduce postal operations in Champaign, Peoria, Springfield, and other communities in Illinois?
I'm very concerned because I believe the quality of service is at stake here. We've had too many areas of our state, and I can pick them out one after the other, that have seen real deterioration in postal service. People are waiting too long, and sometimes days, if not weeks, for critical mail. It could include Social Security checks, prescription drugs. All of these things are at stake. So the notion of cutting back postal operations is one that concerns me greatly.
Speaker Johnson said he plans to take up U.S. foreign aid once the House is back from recess in April. Your thoughts on that $66 billion proposal?
I can tell you it's long overdue. I support the United States giving material support and financial support to the people of Ukraine. The invasion of Ukraine by Vladimir Putin is nothing short of an act of barbaric atrocity, and we have seen thousands killed in the process. People of Ukraine are fighting valiantly and really doing much more than we ever expected them to do. They're fighting our fight. They are fighting for our values. They're not asking us to send American troops. They're asking us to send material support along with the other NATO nations. Speaker Johnson has delayed this for several weeks. It is critically important that we take it up as soon as we return to Washington. I'll be supporting it.
And that includes those provisions for Israel and Taiwan, yes?
Yes, well, Israel, Taiwan, and humanitarian aid. Included in this package that we passed on a bipartisan basis in the Senate was humanitarian aid for the people in Gaza. I think this is long overdue as well. This is a terrible, terrible crisis, a humanitarian disaster of our time. Literally, children are starving to death in Gaza. We can't ignore that. We have a moral responsibility, and I hope that Speaker Johnson calls this matter quickly.
That was WGLT's Lindsey Jones speaking with U.S. Senator Dick Durbin.